Woodward Sports Network presents a sports show that's more than just sports. Welcome to The Bottom Line with U of M great and former NFL star Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermanni. Sit back and let's talk some Detroit sports right now on The Bottom Line.
And here we go. Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, The Bottom Line.
The year's already zooming by.
I'm telling you, man. We don't want to make it go by any faster. 2022. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you. You keep getting more handsome by the day, Braylon.
I appreciate that, man. You take care of yourself, man. Good things happen. I'm excited, man. There's warm weather outside. Even though it's 28 degrees, the sun can fool you. There's no clouds in the sky. It's sunny. I was driving on my way in down Maple, and there's a ton of golf courses on Maple. There's Knollwood. There's, rest in peace to Oakland Country Club. But there's Oakland. There's Knollwood Country Clubs. You see the snow gone on the golf courses. I'm getting excited. I got fitted for some new clubs. It's time to bring them out, man.
I had lunch in Birmingham today, and there is a different sense of feeling when you're walking outside, the sun is shining, you're going to get a 60, 65 degree day here coming up on Sunday. Spring is in the air. You feel good about it.
Hey, you feel good, man. It's a beautiful day outside. Even it's 28 degrees, something about the sun. The sun just has that power, man, that vitamin D, man. People are smiling. People are waving. People are sensing. Here comes April. Here comes Easter. Here comes Mother Day. And right after that, here comes summer.
Without question, Tom Mazawey along with us as well. Bowling night Thursday for him. Are you getting excited for that? What's the deal?
685 tonight, man.
Yeah. I could do that. I think I could do that. Thanks, man. I want to get a 700 tonight. That's my goal.
700?
That's my goal tonight.
I thought the most you could get is 300.
Well, that's for
3
one
games.
game.
Talking 3 games.
Oh, we're talking 3 games.
Man, I got a lot to teach you.
Yeah, we got to school them. We got to take him out. There's some bowling alleys in the area too, man.
I want to go.
There's literally down the street. There's Hartford Lanes, which is right at 12 Mile in Berkeley. We can do that.
Thursdays are always one of my favorite days of the week. Now, it might be my favorite day of the week because I look forward to Friday, which is awesome.
Is there any possibility we could be in the audience to watch Thursday night bowling?
Of course. Come on by Harbor Lane, St. Clair Shores, 10 and Jefferson.
Maybe we should do that instead of going to the Red Wings game next Thursday.
No.
You guys are going to the game without me?
I don't know. I can't go Tuesday.
No. He said we couldn't go Tuesday. Yeah. Thursday was another option. We know it's bowling day for you.
We'll pick another
Nothing is in the books. Maybe we go see Maz.
Who are they playing next Thursday?
I don't know.
Minnesota Wild.
Looking at dates. We'll go to another game.
Well, maybe if you guys are going to go, I'll just take off bowling.
We'll talk about it, okay? I know how much bowling means to you.
You guys are always doing crap without me.
Coming up on the show today, guys, top of hour number 2, right at 3 o'clock, we're going to have David Hall on. It is the Courtside with Cade, thanks to Hall Financial. We're going to let you know how you can win 2 courtside seats to the Pistons game and a meet and greet with the number 1 overall pick in last year's draft, Detroit Pistons star Cade Cunningham. We'll let you know how you can do that. Call hallfirst.com/Cade for your chance to do that.
It's a perfect opportunity for that, too. You look at the Pistons now. They're 3-2 in their last 5 games since the All-Star break, seeming to get some cohesiveness out there. So it's the perfect time for the David Hall package.
Also, Chris Beerman going to join us at about 3:35. We'll run down some games in the NBA and in college basketball.
2 big ones tonight.
On the board tonight. There you go. So which way is the Beerman? Leaning, hard lean, solid pick? What do you say?
Michigan State and Michigan got to win tonight.
Do you think they have to win,
Yes. Yes, they do.
Does Michigan State, who needs to win more?
Michigan
needs it. Michigan. Go ahead.
And I was going to talk about this in the basketball minute, but here we go.
You're still good.
No, I am. I'm going to talk about both. But I agree with Maz. I went back and did some digging. I looked at Michigan's season. I looked at it at a glance. Michigan is not in this tournament. Like, they had a big win against Michigan State. They're not in the tournament yet. Michigan State is fine. Michigan needs this win tonight, and they need a good win in the tournament, to be honest. I think Michigan is a win for sure, maybe 2 wins away from being in the tournament for sure. I agree with Matt.
Solidly.
Yes.
A win or more to be solidly in the tournament.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Guys, but we're going to talk and start the show with what is trending, because nothing was trending more so far today than this. this. Do you know what this is?
That is a hand.
Miss Michigan?
This is a hand. Do you know what else this is?
That can potentially get you drafted out of the first round.
Hand size. The size of Kenny Pickett's hands was trending all day today and still is. The NFL Combine quarterbacks going today. Kenny Pickett's hands, 8.5 inches. That is the smallest hands. He would have let's put it like this, no starting quarterback of any of the 32 teams has a smaller hand size than Kenny Pickett.
I'll do you one better. He's tied the smallest ever in terms of quarterbacks with Mike Vick. You see this list if you're watching at home.
2001.
8.5. And
I think that guy was pretty good, by the way.
He was damn good.
Yeah.
He was actually the human highlight reel. The interesting thing about that, you know what, if you want to have 8.5 hands, it's no big deal if you're Mike Vick, if you're running all over defenses, if you're creating something the NFL has never seen before. But if you have 36 fumbles or 38 fumbles in 4 years and you lost 26 of them, then that's a problem. I'll put this in perspective even more. The average top 50 teams in college football, they fumble 4 times a year. The average, and you're talking 50 teams, 4 times a year.
So let's put this in perspective, okay? Got a couple of average Joes here, Tom Mazawey, and I got a professional athlete here in Braylon Edwards.
Can't get much more average than me.
Let's bring in Nick Leach. And Nick, maybe you could start with Tom here. We have a measuring tape. What does 8.5-inch hands really mean? Put that in perspective. Let's go ahead and measure Tom Mazawey's hand size.
Oh, man. Kenny Pickett.
From the pinky to, how do we do that?
Pinky to thumb.
Pinky to thumb. Pinky to thumb.
Yep, so
Braylon knows.
Pinky to thumb. So, unfortunately, Maz can't really spread his hand out that wide. So, it's going to make the numbers look even worse. So, Maz is at 8 1/4.
Okay. 8 1/4?
Yes.
I mean, does Kenny Pickett have Maz-sized
Listen,
hands?
I have a football at home, my NFL football that my girls got me for Christmas. And I can hardly grip the damn thing.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I could grip it, I could throw it, but I could easily fumble it. That's all I got to tell you.
All right.
So 8 1/4, pretty small.
Hold on, let me stretch out here.
I didn't do my hand exercises today, though. All
right.
Who are you, OJ?
Here
9 inches even.
Oh!
What did I say?
9 inches.
Before you got, I predicted. I said his hand size would be 9 inches.
We didn't hear it, so say it.
9 inches.
It make you feel good, huh?
Yeah, it does.
You know what they say about guys with big hands?
I do.
Big gloves.
That's right. Let's see. Braylon Edwards.
I predicted his.
10 inches.
Oh.
Told you. Big 10. You know who else has 10-inch paws? Matthew Stafford.
Hey, there you go. I'm in some good
Stafford.
company. Now, see, I gave you the left hand because if I would have gave you this beat-up hand, it would have been a 6. It would have been a 6.
You got like Calvin Johnson hands there. Right?
Measure Nick Leach, the golf pro.
Some bad
Let's get the golf pro in there.
All right, so top of this.
Yep.
Ooh, a little over 9 inches.
Oh, there you go.
A little over 9 inches.
I'm talking about right there. And you can dug it.
I mean, if you think about it, that is remarkable that a starting quarterback in the NFL would have the same size hands as Maz. And Maz, you got smaller hands.
I do. I got meaty. I got paws.
You're right.
He's got those Donald Trumps, man.
Yes.
He got those Trump.
You're right. Trump has small hands too.
Hey, greatness, right?
Small something.
Here we go.
Oh my! But realistically, thanks, Nick. We appreciate it, man. That was pretty fun. Realistically, what does that have to do with projecting where Kenny Pickett will go in the NFL draft?
The way I'm looking at it is, that's a big thing. You want to be able to hold on to the ball. It wouldn't be a problem if he wasn't so fumble prone and then turnovers. 38 fumbles in 4 years. He lost 26 of those. He lost 26 fumbles. That's a ton of fumbles in the collegiate era. Now he's in the NFL. Guys are faster. Guys are stronger. Guys are better. You think you can't hold on? If you can't hold on to the ball in the ACC, what are you going to do if you get drafted by the Steelers and you got to go play against Myles Garrett twice a year? You got to play against Malik Dow. You got to play against Malik. You got to play against these guys. It's tough. Von Miller. You go against LA. Everybody has guys that are high draft picks, the guys that are ready, guys that are going to get to the quarterback. If you can't hold on to the ball in the ACC, what the hell are you going to do in the NFL?
He wears a hand on his throwing hand. He wears a glove on his throwing hand, if you watch his college career. So and Tom Brady doesn't have the biggest hands either, and he's a two-glove guy. But the number one thing about him, he's 26. He's 24 already. Oh, yeah. He's 24. Jared Goff's 26, and Goff's got 9-inch hands, and he fumbles like a machine.
This is true.
So the interesting part about Kenny Pickett, and look, for full disclosure,
I think he's the best quarterback in the draft.
Full disclosure, though, I watch the games. That's what I base my judgments on, and these are really good players. I don't think any one of the quarterbacks in here is going to be a 10-year starting quarterback that'll lead their team to the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's just my personal assessment of this. Am I an expert in this? No, but I've been watching football long enough to feel like I have a pretty decent opinion on this stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't see one of these guys that is a 10-year starter and going to lead their team to a Super Bowl.
I see one surprise in this draft.
Sam Howell?
Yep.
Because of what he did when he had players around him.
He's just tough. He's gritty. He's, obviously he's 6'1". He's short on the shorter side. We've seen short quarterbacks be great. We've seen short quarterbacks get into the Hall of Fame. I think when we saw him at his best, when we saw him with what he'll have, weapons, he was very, very, very productive. Last year, not so much. He didn't have those weapons, -2 running backs, -2 wide receivers. I think he could be the surprise, but he's not a right now ready guy. He's a guy that'll get a chance year 2, year 3, year 4. Somebody goes down and he happens to be ready. That's the only surprise I see in the draft.
Hey, how many teams did we say needed a quarterback?
At least 6.
Yeah,
at least 6.
These quarterbacks are going to still go off the board.
No doubt.
Really quick.
No doubt about it. But depending upon where you are in your franchise, Carolina, they want a quarterback. They're going to get a quarterback. New Orleans, they need a quarterback. Going to go out and get a quarterback. Tampa Bay, going to get a quarterback. I mean, in down the line that goes. Do the Detroit Lions need to go get a quarterback right now? We'll answer that question for you next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, Bottom Line.
Everything that we've hoped for, finally.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
It's all happening now.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Citron World is an aspirational lifestyle brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages, premium bottled water, and revitalizer shots. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Citron is your choice. Buy online at citronworld.com with promo code REDWINGS10. Save 10% on shipping and handling. Drink it, live it with Citron.
Do the Detroit Lions are they in a position to draft a quarterback with one of these first 3 picks? And Maz, you gave us a little sense of where you were. It was a quick no right off the bat.
No way.
And I kind of agree with him, Braylon. I look at this and I say that quarterback, and the reason we're talking about the quarterbacks are working out today. They're getting their measurables and all that stuff at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Kenny Pickett's hands, 8.5 inches. No starting quarterback in 2021 had smaller hands than Kenny Pickett at 8.5 inches. However, I mean, you look what he does on the field, and here is a question as well. What about the tape and what about the measurables? Because Kenny Pickett, 4,300 yards, 42 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, and led his team to an ACC championship title. I mean, where does that fall in here when you're deciding whether or not you think Kenny Pickett is a quarterback that you should draft?
And don't forget the fake slide that you love, Braylon.
I love the fake slide.
Yep.
It was a one-off. It was perfect. I love that he was able to get away with it the first time. It talked about the cerebralness of Kenny Pickett, and I love that they outlawed it right after that. You know, the one thing about it, you say you look at the stats. You look at the 4,300 yards passing. You look at the 42 touchdowns, the 7 interceptions. You look at the way in which he played. Hell, they were 11. I think they were finished 11-2, 11-3. They had a great season. But also a part of those stats are 38 fumbles in 4 years and 26 that he lost. It's okay if you fumble and you regain it. He's losing a ton of fumbles. If you do 426, shoot, that is a ton of it's a ton of fumbles, just over 8 fumbles that you're losing per season. That is not good football. You talked about self-inflicted negatives. That's what we talked about last year. You don't want to have self-inflicted negatives. Losing fumbles is a huge self-inflicted negative because some of those are going to be at key moments in the game, whether it's a third down that you need, whether you're in the red zone, whether you're going in to score. That's going to hurt you, and that's going to hurt his draft status.
Overall now, as it relates to the Detroit Lions and their need for a quarterback, and many of us believe that Jared Goff probably isn't that guy that's going to lead them to a Super Bowl championship.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. I guess that is up for debate. He did previously lead a team to a Super Bowl, so you got to give him credit where credit is due.
He's 26.
Absolutely. But I don't believe this is the draft that you have to go get a quarterback. Now, if you fall in love with somebody, you got to take him.
Right.
But that's up to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. I have not fallen in love with any of these guys. But here's another thing to think about, too. Quarterback play in college football is as good as it has ever been.
Agreed.
Really. I mean, when you think about those kids that came out last year, 5 guys in the top 15, all 5 impact guys.
Yeah.
So there's 5 starters for you, not to mention Hall of Famers that are still playing right now, not to mention the kids that are coming in next year in Bryce and CJ. You know, those guys are coming in next year. There's going to be a lot of available, really good quarterbacks on the market that are going to hit over the next 2-3 years because of how much improved play at that position there is. There's just going to be a ton of quarterbacks out there. So why not, Braylon, go out and improve every aspect of your team with a really good quarterback in Jared Goff and then figure it out in 2 or 3 years from now?
No, you're right. And, you know, the verdict is still out on Trey Lance as well as Justin Fields, but we believe that they can be good quarterbacks in this league. You know, the other side of it is this. Remember what Mike Tannenbaum told us on Monday. Mike Tannenbaum told us, remember what Green Bay did? Even though they had Brett Favre, they still drafted Mark Brunell. They still drafted Hasselbeck. They still drafted these quarterbacks. Hell, they took Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Brooks, quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, who started for some time. They still took those guys. Hell, if Sam Howell is there at number 34 and you want to grab him, by all means, go ahead. But also, I need you to bring somebody else in. I need you to bring a Marcus Mariota type guy in because you want to have guys fight. Mike Tannenbaum sold me. You want to have guys fight. You want Jared Goff to say, you know what? I'm not just a guy. I got to beat out Marcus Mariota. I got to beat out Sam Howell. Or hell, Sam Howell takes over. I remember being in Seattle when Matt Flynn just got paid. I'm talking about like Johnny Kemp on Friday night, just got paid. Guess what?
Thanks to the Lions.
100%. Oh, yeah.
6 touchdowns
the 500-point game at the end, or 500-yard game. But guess what? They drafted Russell Wilson in the 3rd round. And guess who started that year? Guess who bought that year? So if you can get a guy like Sam Howell at 34 and you feel confident, just like you talked about, hell, if you feel it, then do it. I'm not of the mind, but I also don't mind having some competition. He had no competition last year. TB12, who's going to take your job? David Blau? These guys aren't winning any games. These guys aren't going to be guys that you depend on to win games. Now, if you have Jared Goff with the Sam Howell, with the Marcus Mariota, or some snapshot of that, now you got competition. Now these guys are going to be the best. Hell, Jared might not be the guy. Marcus Mariota might be a guy that comes in and beat him. So I'm of the mind if that's how you feel.
Joe Burrow, 9-inch hands. Last year he goes on Twitter and he says, I guess I got to retire because people say I'm going to just lose the football. Joe Burrow should have won the Super Bowl. All right? 8.5-inch hands, yeah, that's smaller than the average guy. Michael Vick had 8.5-inch hands. We talked about him. Different quarterback. Yeah. But you could still play with it. But the thing is, 24 years old already. There's not a lot of guys that come into the league at 24 years old and do well. Stay around.
Help me here, both of you guys, whoever feels strongly about this. Because this is where I struggle. I hear you saying if you like Sam Howell, if he's there at 34, then you got to take him.
Yeah.
I would say
he won't be.
Okay, he won't be. But just for the argument's sake.
That's how I cover my ass.
If there is a quarterback available at 32.
Matt Corral.
To me, that's where you have to take the quarterback. And that is the most dangerous place to take the quarterback to, by the way. Because at 32, that first round is the only round that you get a 5th-year option on the player.
Yeah.
So if you're taking a quarterback, you have to do it in the first round to get that fifth-year option on the player. If you take Sam Howell or Matt Corral or whoever at 34, you get him for 4 years. You're wasting him for 1 year because Jared Goff is going to go as the starter in game one. Most likely.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, put that in Sharpie, but I would put that in ink.
Yeah, I get you.
So you're really
Erasable.
taking a player for 3 years, and if that player is a quarterback and you're only committing to that quarterback for 3 years, it's just setting up for a disaster.
You definitely are setting up for a disaster. I just more so was listening to Mike Tannenbaum and the idea of competition. It just really stuck out to me. Hell, the Lions need defense, and they need wide receivers. Like, we're going to talk about our drafts and our ideal drafts and what we're going to do coming up in the next few minutes. But I just said, hey, you know what? If Sam Howell's there and you want to get Sam Howell, I like Sam Howell enough where I could take a shot. But I didn't think about the side of having him for 5 years, the option after one.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
There are people who would say there is no way, to use a phrase from Rob Parker, no way, no how I would take a quarterback in the first round because there isn't a first-round talent. You have to get 2 starters. You really have to get 3 starters in that first 34.
Yes.
You absolutely do.
I think we're going to get to the space now. Look at this season. Look at this draft. This draft, we're arguing, is this quarterback good enough? Are there going to be quarterbacks in the top 10? Are there going to be quarterbacks in the first round? If so, how many? Meanwhile, look at the free agent quarterbacks. Look at the quarterbacks on the trading block. Look at the quarterbacks that are up for it, where front offices are like, hey, you know what? We're open. Hey, if you want to make us a deal, that's where you're going to start seeing football transcend into it. You're going to have better quarterbacks in free agency and those last-year deals than guys coming out in the draft. There's going to be a lot of question marks. I understand that draft last year, and I understand that Herbert draft, but those ain't happening too often because the quarterbacks are getting shorter, faster, and more of that RPO stuff.
I just want to remind people of one thing. If you think taking a quarterback with like the last pick in the first round is not good because everyone else passed up on him, ask the Baltimore Ravens about trading up and getting Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, you're talking about the Heisman Trophy winner, too.
It's the last pick of the draft.
I understand that. And for whatever reason, people passed on Lamar Jackson.
Because they were stupid.
We know why. Well, he's an athletic quarterback. He's a black guy. So you look at that, it's like, oh, okay, he's a guy that he's always running. He's always on the go.
Can he pass?
Can he pass? Can
Question
he
everything
sit? Can
about
he sit
him.
in the pocket?
MVP.
Can he be one of those guys? Like, that's why. And that's everybody. Everybody felt that way. It's not just one side. So that's why that happened with him. And that's a unicorn. It's a unicorn type situation.
And you know what? He still hasn't gotten paid.
But I also feel
Very true.
too, there's no quarterback that has been there's no quarterback in this draft that has been as dissected as Lamar Jackson was in that draft. I mean, you really don't. I mean, you almost had to talk yourself out of picking Lamar Jackson because he was so special.
31 teams passed.
He was so special on the field. You were talking yourself of a reason not to draft him. Teams that are desperate for quarterback are trying to look at this group and talk themselves in to taking one of these guys because nobody is all that special.
Matt Corral's coming in off an injury.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. ACL?
Was his ankle?
I thought it was an ACL on his knee. I could be wrong.
I think it was his ankle in the bowl game he played in. But anyway, to your point, he is coming off injury, and it's one of those things where you're trying to talk yourself in the draft. These guys like, man, like, is the 8.5 a big deal? Like, is the ankle injury a big deal? Sam Howell 6'1". I mean, is the height a big deal? You're trying to talk yourself out of it, but you know what time it is. Once they get to April, you're going to see 4 quarterbacks gone by 20.
Speaking of the NFL draft and quarterbacks, is there a quarterback on our dream draft list?
Ooh.
Guys, each of us has done a dream scenario of players that we want the Detroit Lions to take at 2, 32, and 34. We'll have that for you next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about Guardian Alarm. You see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house? It tells the bad guys one thing. It says stay out. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. 24/7 local monitoring. Convenient features let you check in on your home, control your temperatures, detect smoke, carbon monoxide, even going to let you lock and unlock your doors. All you have to do is call that number right there. 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's right. 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call Guardian Alarm today. Tell them that Woodward Sports sent you. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. All right, gang, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network. So many questions for the Detroit Lions, so few answers. We're going to try to provide a couple of those for you, and we want your help
please.
As well. Please.
This is your team.
Exactly.
The Detroit Lions is your team.
If you're on the YouTube chat right now, first and foremost, smash that like button.
Yes.
Smash that like button for us. Helps us get our content out. Helps YouTube get our content out to more people. Who are your 3 dream pick scenarios for the Detroit Lions at 2, 32, and 34? So we had a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
We did have a little bit of fun. Should we do the rotating pen to see who goes first?
No, I think.
Here we go. Watch this.
All right.
All right, watch this. Oh, I guess that's close to me.
Maz.
To start.
All right, I'll go. All right, so dream scenario for the Detroit Lions. Ryan Ermanni, can we get some music for this?
There we go.
The dream scenario for Ryan Ermanni's first 3 picks. At number 2, the Detroit Lions select Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end from the University of Michigan. Yeah. At number 32, you miss out on Kyle Hamilton at Notre Dame at safety. However, if you look at Mel Kiper's list of safeties in the draft, Daxton Hill from the University of Michigan is the second best safety in this draft, only behind Kyle Hamilton.
That's a reach.
That's a reach.
Daxton Hill at 32 for the Detroit Lions. And then at 34, in Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, this guy is nowhere to be found.
Nope.
If Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle from Georgia, is not selected in the first round, he has got to be your slam dunk choice there at 34. And you could flip-flop Jordan Davis and Daxton Hill all you want.
Yeah.
But if the Detroit Lions come away with these 3 defensive players in their first 34 picks, in their first 3 picks, you have yourselves a playoff team. A playoff team.
Is that right?
A playoff team.
Explain it.
Well, you look at, you're improving your defensive line, Jordan Davis. You're getting after the quarterback, Aiden Hutchinson. And you're protecting the back end with Dax Hill. Hopefully you get something out of Okudah. You can maybe purchase a free agent linebacker to help in the middle of your defense.
Jerry Jacobs, got to hope he comes back.
You got a ton of guys that are out there. In terms of wide receiver, okay, you are about $20 million under the cap. You go out and get the best defensive guy that you can, or excuse me, best wide receiver that you can. And you can. What round, forgive me for a second, if you guys will. What round was Amon-Ra St. Brown taken in?
4.
Fourth. You can get a wide receiver in the draft. He was a 4th round pick. And he was just as good as anybody in the NFL this year, not named Jamar Chase, in terms of rookie wide receivers. In terms of production, everything. Didn't drop a pass after week 2. So I like that. Go get a free agent wide receiver. Draft a wide receiver, maybe with your 3rd round pick.
Right.
Get an inside linebacker in your playoff team next year.
The last time they took 2 guys from the same team back to back was from Florida. Jarrett Davis, and Tease Tabor.
Well, it didn't work out too well.
I do not want back-to-back Michigan guys.
Well, I don't look. I don't care where these guys are from. It just so happens to be that they're from the University of Michigan. I don't think it's crazy that you take by most accounts, I would say, if you look at every NFL draft, Aiden Hutchinson is the number one player on the big board.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I don't think Daniel Jeremiah is a huge Michigan guy, or Mel Kiper or Todd McShay care. I don't think they have Aiden Hutchinson, the number one player in the draft, because he went to Michigan. I don't believe that they have any affiliation to the University of Michigan where they just feel like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think Tom is saying that. But the way I look at it is this: when you're going to draft a safety in the first round, you want a guy that's going to change your franchise. You want a guy to be explosive. I didn't see explosion out of Daxton Hill last year. I saw a good player. I saw a guy that's middle of the second round draft pick. I saw a guy that can come in, definitely start at some point in the year, maybe start opening day. But I didn't see a guy that could change my franchise. I didn't see a guy with Kyle Hamilton type skills, Derek Stingley Jr. type skills, because they are going to move him to safety. Mark my words on that. I just didn't see that out of him. I didn't see speed, explosion. I saw form tackling. I saw a smart guy, and I saw a guy the team can lead on. But I'm not taking Daxton Hill at 32. I'm sorry. And then with Jordan Davis, I'm just scared because I love him too. Mm-hmm. Scared of that weight situation. I've seen it so many times in the NFL. You draft these guys that are already big. Quinnen Williams was another guy. The Jets have been waiting for Quinnen Williams to get it together for the last 4 years. He's a really good player, but that weight was an issue. The weight thing, I think, is why he's sliding. So I love him. But the weight thing scares me.
One of the things about Dax Hill, because I don't disagree with you on that, is I feel like that about Kayvon Thibodeau as well.
Yeah.
If you watch Kayvon Thibodeau play, there are moments, many of them, throughout the game where you don't even realize he's on the field. I think Kwity Paye is a good comp when he played at Michigan. Kwity Paye was a decent player at Michigan. Put him in the NFL and he's a beast. So
you've actually helped my argument, because who I have drafted with the first pick or the second pick. I think that's a good thing. When Kwity Paye was at Michigan, they didn't have any player development. And that's one of the big things we talked about that was different this past season with Harbaugh and that staff versus the previous staff and the regimes. The player development wasn't there. Guys were they would come in 5 stars. Look at Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary came in the number 1 player in the country.
Yep.
And he was no better when he left and when he got drafted. You look at Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye didn't even play that last year. He worked out in the garage, actually, with my brother, Berkeley. When he got to the Colts, he is a hell of a player now. He's got right coaching. He's got right motivation. He's got the right team behind him, got the right coach behind him. Oh, wait till we get to Frank Reich and what he said about Carson Wentz. But that could be the same thing that happens with Kayvon Thibodeau.
What's the problem with Jordan Davis? Is it the weight thing? Because, When the NFL Combine happens, you get crazy.
Right.
And when the games stop in January and the draft is here in April, all you have here in the middle is all this minutia, measurables, weights, how much this guy lifts, how fast this guy is. You almost take this minutia and you weight it stronger than when you watch the games. And I'm sorry, when I watch Jordan Davis play football, the dude dominates football games. Clearly affects, is a game wrecker, is a quarterback killer. Changes the effect of the game. You have to make your offensive game plan around where this guy is on the field. Why isn't he in the first round?
The difference is when you're in college, you're on a consistent schedule. You go to class, you go to practice, you go to study table, you go to training table, you watch film with your boys, you get up, you repeat. You go to off season, there's winter conditioning, there's summer conditioning, there's spring ball. There is a regimen. He's not allowed to get over 330 because that regimentation is so strong, because his boys are there, because his teammates, his brothers, as we like to call it in the college ranks. It's the brotherhood. When you get to the NFL, way more downtime. All you do is practice and go home. There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of fast food spots. There's a lot of things to get into. There's a lot of trouble. That's why when you start talking about the NFL versus college, you're on your own. You're independent. You allow yourself, well, what do I do now? I remember when I got drafted, when I got to spring, when I got to training camp, not training camp, when I got to off-season workouts after rookie camp, like after we finished practicing, I was all right. Well, what do we do now? Like I'm used to college where I'm hanging out with my brothers or I'm back at the facility. They was like, shoot, go home. I got kids. I got to take my daughter to soccer practice. I got to do this. You're on your own, which leaves time to get in trouble. Whatever your advice is, which seems to be food, you do it more and more and more.
So that's Jordan Davis. Dax Hill, he would be the second safety taken off the board.
Yeah.
Is that too high for him? You're thinking you don't believe he's a first-round pick?
He could be a first-round pick. I'm just saying, if this is my team, now the Detroit Lions have become my team. So I wouldn't draft him at 32. But somebody else wants to take him, I wouldn't mind. I'm just saying I would.
Maz, do you like my guys, or what do you?
I do like your guys a lot, and I think Dax Hill is going to be moving up the board, and you might be ahead of the curve.
If the Lions pick at number 2, is Aiden Hutchinson, if he's there, the clear pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I think so. Like, I actually like your group of guys. I like your core group of guys. Jordan Davis is a guy we were high on. Daxton Hill, we talked about him a lot during the games. He showed up in big ways for Michigan in the last 5 games of the season. So I like your guys. I don't know if I'm taking them at 32 and 34.
I've read a lot on Hutch, and I've watched him all year. But you read, so you get swayed.
Right.
And there's a couple of scouts out there that say he's a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 tricks.
That's why I say we wait the minutia here from the time the games end to the time the draft happens. And I just, again, these guys aside, I do believe the Detroit Lions should sell the fact that they are going to take Malik Willis somebody at
Someone's
2.
going to want to move up and get a quarterback.
Carolina.
Someone's going to want to move up.
Carolina's trading up to get a quarterback.
We're happy to give it to them.
They're at 6. They're trading up to get a quarterback. Just how far do they want to go?
I'll go to 6.
Braylon, I want to hear your dream scenario. Maz, I want to hear yours for the Detroit Lions at 3, 32, and 34. What say you guys on the YouTube chat?
There's a lot of good ones here.
Absolutely. Smash that like button for us. Smash it. Let's go. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, Bottom Line.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey, listen here. Are you tired of regular vodkas? Tito's, Grey Goose, Belvedere, all these other brands. No, nothing wrong with them. They are good. I have had them. But I've had the best, and the best to me right now is Michigan's own Gypsy Vodka. It's very pure, very smooth. That's because it's corn distilled 6 times using artesian spring water. 50 formulas went into making this a perfect product. Damn smooth, and I'll tell you again, go down to your liquor store and ask for Gypsy Vodka by name. They will have it. And tell them Braylon sent you. You might get a discount. If you're going to drink responsibly.
Having a little fun here on the Bottom Line. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. What is your dream scenario at picks 2, pick 32, and pick 34? I gave you mine: Aiden Hutchinson, Dax Hill, and Jordan Davis. Tom Mazawey, let's go to you next. What say you?
We're skipping Bray? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna save Braylon for last. We saved the best for last.
Mine's are terrible.
Yeah.
All right. Put mine up now, Alex. First thing I want to do is I want to trade my pick. I want to trade it. Maybe go down. Maybe go down to the Panthers. I'm just saying that's my first choice.
You cheated the system.
No, I'm going to say trade or Aiden Hutchinson. I'll stay with him. I've seen enough of him. I like it. I love where he's coming from.
Seems like I can't lose.
I hope so.
Agree.
Yeah.
I hope so. So we're going to go with that. Pick 32 for me. I want to go with Nakobe Dean. I'm going to hope that he slides down to 32. He's not in the combine right now. I hope he runs a slow pro day because I love what I see on the field from him, and I like getting those SEC guys. And my receiver, I got to take first pick in the second round. I think Dotson's going to be around. Jahan Dotson from Penn State. I think if all the receivers slide, it's going to be him or the kid from Purdue. Who plays for Purdue?
Bell.
Oh, Bell. David Bell?
Yep, David Bell. I want a receiver on that first pick in the second round. I want my defense for my first 2 picks. And if I was able to trade and get down to 6, I'm going to take Derek Stingley. Mm-hmm. And you talked me into him, Braylon. I love him. And you get an LSU guy. You don't lose taking an LSU guy. You just don't.
Yeah, I feel like that with all those SEC guys, period, right?
I love yours, Maz. I don't think Nakobe Dean slides down to 32, but let's just, for the sake of this topic, let's say
say dream.
Oh, he did say dream. That's perfect. Like, to be honest, I love yours. Yours is better than mine. I think yours is better than Ryan's because Nakobe Dean is a guy. He's side to side. He's side to side. He's physical. He leads that defense. We watched him against Michigan. It was ridiculous.
Man against the boys.
And talking about Jahan Dotson, that's the sleeper right there, Matt. I'm glad you did your homework. He's the sleeper. He should have had a better season last year, but Clifford got hurt early on in the year. And when he came back, Sean was not the same. So Jahan Dotson can only do as much as the quarterback. You see when Clifford got good, you saw that Michigan State game, Jahan Dotson was on one. He was on one. I love that.
If Dean could slide, I mean, last year I wanted the linebacker. You know, I wanted it. I got to get your linebacker this time. You got to get that kid.
Braylon Edwards, top 3. Mini mock.
Here we go. My dream situation is number 1 off the board. I'm going with Kayvon Thibodeau. The reason why I'm going with Kayvon Thibodeau, the things that I've seen out of him, I saw that explosion. You talk about speed kills. Speed is king. You haven't seen him a lot, and you wonder where he is. That's because he doesn't play every down. Aiden Hutchinson plays all 3 downs. He's their first down, second down, third down, and fourth down if you need him. Kayvon's a guy. He's a rush expert special, just like Von Miller. Von doesn't play every down. Von plays third down, passing downs, things like that. Kayvon has that same energy. Boye Mafe, D lineman out of Minnesota. Didn't see a lot of him 2 years ago, but this year showed me a lot. Showed me the one thing about these African players, they come in, they play the game late. They develop late. They don't start playing till junior year, so they have huge upside. Boye Mafe, strong guy, strong at the point of attack, very firm, gets in there, plays the run, plays the pass. Like him a lot. And then Drake London, at wide receiver. Drake London wants to play for the Detroit Lions. We'll play that snapshot coming up. He talks about the Lions. He wants to be a Lion. His boy, Amon-Ra St. Brown, is here. Think it's a match made in heaven, and he gives you that big guy. Haven't had that big guy since Calvin Johnson. I know Kenny Galladay is a taller receiver, but he wasn't no big receiver. Calvin Johnson was big, and so was Drake London.
Can he slide that far?
I think so.
I know it's our dream anyway.
I haven't heard anything about him being a speedster, and that will give him to slide to us at 30.
Okay.
How high do you believe the first wide receiver to go would be? And I ask the question because if you are able to trade back to 6, to 8, to 10, could you essentially take your wide receiver there with that pick?
No way.
Like a Jamar Chase, at number 5.
Wilson.
And Braylon, you would know the answer to this better than anybody.
Yeah.
Is there a wide receiver in this draft that you would put even comparable to Jamar Chase and have the impact on the Detroit Lions that Jamar Chase had with the Cincinnati Bengals last
Wilson
year?
Out of Ohio State, and definitely. Wilson out of Ohio State probably will be – he probably will be somewhere in that 8 to 11 range. He's going to get drafted that high. The guy can fly. The guy has hands. You saw the game against Michigan. He caught everything. And I'm talking about cornerbacks draped over and cornerbacks everywhere. A little ash. I get some lotion for that elbow.
When Smith and Jigba come out.
He was balling. He balled all
Next
season.
year.
Watch this stuff. Going into the season, Chris Olave was the number 1 wide receiver in the country. It was Chris Olave, it was Jahan Dotson. They were 1 and 2 wide receivers in the country. When the season was over with, Wilson was the leader on that Ohio State team. Now, Jackson Smith and Jigba is a monster. But Wilson, everything they threw his way, he caught. He can get by you. He can blow by you. He runs great routes. Wilson will be the guy that's that 8 to 11 pick that can do what Jamar Chase did this past year.
So Mel Kiper's updated mock draft, he does have Drake London, your guy here, going number 9 to the Cleveland Browns after Cleveland trading up to get Drake London.
Poor kid.
But the point is number 9 in this mock draft is where the first wide receiver goes off the board.
And that's what I was saying.
That's kind of what I'm getting. In terms of who's next.
Who's the tallest receiver?
6'5", Drake London.
Drake London is. The problem with Drake London, 1, he's not a speedster. 2, I saw some plays and he was consistent-ish, if that makes sense. But I didn't see somebody that was going to take over a franchise, man. Wilson's a smaller guy. He reminds me of Terry McLaurin. You see what Terry McLaurin's doing with the Washington Commanders. That's the same type of thing you'll get out of Wilson. Wilson can fly.
Well, do you need a guy to take over?
You do.
Or you put a bunch of good guys on?
You need one stud. Every team in this NFL, you got to have the guy.
That was one of the first points you made on this show on August 12th.
All right.
Just look at all the teams that are in the playoffs. Look at the teams that are at the end. You got that guy, whether it's Cooper Kupp, whether it's Jamar Chase, whether it's Tyreek Hill, and the list goes on, whether it's Stephon Diggs, whether it's Gronk, whether it's Mike Evans. Everybody's got that one stud. And then you have either another really, really, really good guy like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, or you have two really decent guys like Cincinnati with T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd.
And like Kansas City with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Now you got me going, man. If we trade back to 6, maybe you do take that. No, you got to stay with defense.
Why?
You got to stay. Because we have one.
But their
defense played over their heads last year.
Here's the problem.
Way over their heads.
Here's the problem. Are you still with the Detroit Lions at a point where you draft the best possible position or you draft the best possible player? Because aren't you still...
You need so much.
I know you're not... I know if the number one player in this draft was an offensive lineman, you're not taking him. Yeah. Right? I get that. But everywhere else, you need help.
Yeah, you do.
You need help everywhere else. So are you at the point, if you're the Lions, Braylon, where you can just sit back and say, I'm not taking a wide receiver there, or I'm not taking a corner there, or I'm not, because I need defensive help. You know, I mean, you've got to still accumulate the best possible talent, regardless of position, in my opinion.
Detroit Lions need to draft. These are with their picks, 2, 32, 34. They need to take defense, and then wide receiver at 34. Now, if you get to that 32nd pick and you got a guy like Chris Olave that's there, because Chris Olave has been sliding in the draft. I've seen him going 26.
Yeah.
If you got a guy like Chris Olave or Jahan Dotson that's there, you got to take them. You got to take them, and then with 34, you come back and get a defensive player, the best defensive player on the board. Hopefully it's another D lineman, or hopefully it's a linebacker. But it's about, if the guy is there, like Chris Olave, like not Drake London, like Jahan Dotson.
How about Jamison Williams?
It's another guy.
I'd definitely take him.
I think he's going
to. He's the one that's coming off ACL.
I think he's going to sneak it to the second round, and the Lions are going to be faced with a decision at 34. Because I think he's going to be there at 34. Having that ACL tear in the national championship game, it's going to scare a lot of teams off. That kid is young. That kid can fly. ACL tear, he didn't need a full reconstruction. It's not a PCL, MCL, ACL. It's just an ACL.
So Dotson or him, if they have both of them sitting there. Or David Bell.
Great question.
I'm going Jameis.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going Jamison Williams by a hair.
I can't take a damaged guy with the Lions' history of taking damaged guys. It never works.
Yeah. Here's what I can't do.
Jahan isn't. You know what? I take Jahan because I like Penn State guys, and you already have a couple guys on the team. Amani Oruwariye is on that team.
Yeah.
What's his name? Kabinda. I'm taking Jahan.
Stay with the healthy guys. If you don't take a damaged guy, you can't afford it.
Here's what I can't do. I can't have it be a forced situation. And again, I hate to be a broken record on this. Outside of offensive line, I don't think you're at a position right now where you can take a player just because you think that player is at a position of need that you have. I think you still need to draft the best possible player regardless of position, because there are so many needs on the roster. I don't think you have the luxury of drafting best at X position. I think you just need to draft best player available to you, regardless of what position they are, sans offensive line.
I agree with you, and that's why I said if somehow you're looking at Chris Olave, you're looking at Jahan Dotson at 32, they are the best player and they are a need. Like, that's why I said that. Defense is with the way you want to go. Defense. But if you're looking at Chris Olave, you're looking at Jahan Dotson, you're looking at Jameis Williams, that's a tough decision to turn those three guys down at pick 32.
I'm telling you this, one thing. Trade pick number 2.
If you can do it,
trade
absolutely.
Pick number 2.
If you can do it, it takes 2 to tango. You need a trade partner.
Someone's going to call.
Absolutely. You had mentioned Drake London, your guy right here. He had some interesting things to say about the Detroit Lions. You will hear them immediately out of the break next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line on a beautiful Hump Day Wednesday. Let's get it.
Take care of big shots.
Oh, excuse me,
Think you can make the big shot?
Washington fires.
Hits! Woodward Sports wants to send you to the finals for college basketball April 2nd through the 4th in New Orleans. That's right, you and a friend in the Big Easy. We'll take care of the airfare, hotel, and tickets to see the finals for college basketball. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy. And the bottom line for your chance to qualify. If you can make the big shot, you and a friend are getting out of the cold and to New Orleans.
Got it.
Keep listening and watching for your next chance to win. Powered by Planet Fitness, Syntron, and the Sports Marketing Agency.
And it's over. Anything can happen in March.
Hey, everybody, it's Maz for MyBookie.ag and that promo code Woodward. If you're a first-time gambler, this is the place for you. MyBookie.ag, promo code Woodward. Double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. That's right, for you first-timers. And got great games tonight. Michigan State, Ohio State, Michigan and Iowa. You got the Nets playing with James Harden. He is back against the Heat. The Pistons playing the Raptors. Get on board. Use the promo code Woodward at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please call the Michigan Gambling Problem Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
NFL Combine continues in Indianapolis. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got Sam and Alex along with us as well. Today is Thursday. Yes, thanks, everybody.
It's a hump day Thursday.
You know what?
I'll take it.
Hey, look, when you work your tails off, the days just run together.
You lose track.
That's it. You lose track of what day
Time
it
did you
is.
get up today?
There's no sleep. 4:30. Power.
I thought, I had to go to the bathroom at 5 o'clock.
Did you?
And I was like, Ryan's putting his makeup on.
I was already in the car.
I was up and 7.
That's what it is. Up at 4:30, out the door at 5, at the shop at 5:30.
Who works harder than you?
Oh, there are a lot of people, dude. I got it easy. I just sit there and talk, man. There's road crews out here filling potholes and stuff. I mean,
welcome to Michigan.
God bless them. Anyway, Drake London, you mentioned him. He had some interesting things to say that blew the socks off the guys that were interviewing him. Here he is, Drake London.
You know, you grew up in the LA area, not far from USC, but teams that, you're going to be excited to be on the field with. Who's your team growing up?
The Lions.
The what? What?
Yeah.
How the hell does that happen? How do you latch on to the Lions?
Let me break it down real quick. Let me break it down. Pops was a Barry Sanders fan growing up.
Okay.
And then it just so happened that Calvin Johnson, one of the best receivers ever, or the best receiver ever, was there. So I got to watch him growing up, and it was perfect. I could care less about records or anything like that. It's just him being Megatron was something special for me.
Okay, that's a good answer, because I was starting to question your mentality and your brains there for a second.
No,
That'll work. Okay, I like it.
Hey, they're moving in the right direction
Mike.
now, too. They have the right attitude with Dan Campbell as the head coach. And I know that you don't get to pick where you go, but are you kind of hoping that maybe the way the dominoes fall, the way the names are called, you could end up playing for the Lions?
I'm just hoping the dominoes fall that I get picked, to be honest. Whatever team gets me, I just hope they know that they're getting a playmaker at the end of the day.
How close did you come?
That's really cool. So that was Mike Florio and Chris Sims asking Drake London about where he'd like to go, and kind of blew the socks off Chris Sims. Lions? What do you mean Lions?
Playoffs.
I mean,
Lions.
hey, his dad was a Barry Sanders fan, and he was a Calvin Johnson fan, Megatron. You can't underestimate what impact those two players specifically have had on generations of football fans growing up in life in this country.
I agree with you. I always talk about not being a Detroit fan. I was two teams fans growing up. Well, the Houston Oilers because my father were now the Titans. But in terms of my own opinion, I love the 49ers. You know why? I love Jerry Rice.
Right.
I love everything he stood for. I love the touchdowns. I love the slight celebrations. I love that. And I love Randy Moss as I got older. I wanted to moss somebody. I wanted to wear 84. I wanted to be super freak. I wanted to get drafted to the Minnesota Vikings because of Randy Moss. And in the draft I was in, they had 7. I thought I was going to go there. I thought I was going to play with Dante Culpepper. Wanted to play there. You never can take away the value of watching people grow up and falling in love with a player and wanting to do the same thing.
I agree. I loved Howard Cosell. I always wanted to have a microphone and talk sports.
You did say that.
How do you not?
How do you not?
Perfect timing.
How do you not? That's fantastic. But it was funny to see Mike Florio's follow-up, too, because I do think Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have brought some respectability to this franchise as well that it did not get in years past, in decades past. I think certainly since Jim Caldwell left the Detroit Lions, in those later years, in the Matt Patricia years, this franchise was a joke, and I think they have brought some respectability back to the franchise.
Yeah, I think, you look at this year from an outside standpoint, I think what happened is that it's a couple of the big premier games that we played this year. People were able to watch that game. They were nationally games. Look at the Rams game. People were able to see the Lions go all the way toe-to-toe with those guys, and if it wasn't for two of the best players in football, damn sure the number one player in Aaron Donald, the Lions might beat the Rams. You look at the Baltimore Ravens. The Lions almost beat the Baltimore Ravens. You don't think people were watching that? And then you look at the end of the year, how hard they fought. You look at Dan Campbell, people were watching him. He's talking about knee slapping. He's talking about the Starbucks with the Pike mixed in the espresso. People have watched, and on the national scale, they have seen things about the Lions that they can believe in a little bit, and I appreciate it.
So we mentioned Dan Campbell, and I want to play this soundbite for you on Dan Campbell because this is making the rounds on social media. It's making the rounds on local news. It's making the rounds everywhere. Dan Campbell on what it means for players to come to Detroit, what it will be like here in Detroit if you get selected by the Lions. What are you going to do? What is this franchise going to provide for these players? Here's Dan Campbell.
I think if anything, these guys know, and anybody that wants them to come into our building, if you want to know what we're about cutting it loose. We're going to be aggressive, and we don't cower from anybody. We respect all of our opponents, but we don't fear any of them. And so if you want to come to Detroit, you're going to be gritty, and you're going to be with a bunch of guys that freaking love the game. They're going to give all their heart and soul, and we're going to cut it loose. So that's what we're about, and that's what they know.
How can you not want to play for that guy?
Drake London definitely wants to. Like the teams that he had, the players that he has right now, they definitely want to. People around the league are watching. Free agents are watching. They saw what the Lions did last year. Speaking of free agents, I'm excited. I got to get it out. I'm telling you, the perfect free agent move for the Detroit Lions is Quandre Diggs. Quandre Diggs. You talk about safeties. That's why we don't need Daxton Hill. What we need Quandre Diggs. Quandre Diggs is a two-time Pro Bowl player that the Detroit fan base loves. They absolutely loved him. They were pissed.
Wow.
They were pissed that Quinn Trisha got rid of this man after you just signed him to an extension. Got rid of him. He goes to Seattle, makes another Pro Bowl. What did he tell Penei Sewell? He still loves Detroit. He told Penei Sewell how to endear himself to Detroit. You talk about this is a new regime, this is something different. You want to prove it's a new regime? Go get a guy they love, bring him in, and let him tell the people it's different. Let him tell the other free agents, nah, this ain't the same Detroit.
I love Q.
This is different. Exactly. You love him. This is different. They're building something here. You want to come here? I've been to Seattle. I was in Detroit. This ain't the same BS that they've been on before. This is something new. We got something special. Get your butt to Detroit because we're going this way. Quandre Diggs is the free agent move the Detroit Lions need to make.
I love it.
29 years old. 29 years old. Probably for that position, you're entering some prime years. You are in your prime years in the National Football League at that position. Wow, Braylon, you just blew my friggin' mind.
Every once in a while. Every once in a while.
Wow.
Now they just got to listen to you.
I'm telling you, man. That's it.
And not going to break the bank either, by the way.
I think he's up for $12 million a year. I think I looked it up. I think he's $12 million a year will be what he'd be asking for, or somewhere around 12 to 16, and they can negotiate it. It wouldn't be a bank breaker.
Braylon.
It's a good move. I think all the way around, everybody wins. I love it.
It's crazy, Braylon. Quandre Diggs. That would be something. You can use some veterans on the defensive side of the ball, too. I mean, you got Michael Brocker, sure. Trey Flowers, I don't anticipate he's back next year. So you've got Michael Brockers, and you've got who? In terms of veteran guys in the National Football League on your team.
Is who they're depending on.
Right.
He's your
four. You're four.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like Alex Anzalone, but I don't look like he's coming back.
26 years
Anzalone,
old.
yeah.
But he was, 26 years old? I'm talking about big-time veterans. And by the way, this just in, according to ESPN, the Buffalo Bills interested in adding Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, he's from there.
But here, let me ask you this question about that move. You have Knox and Gronkowski and you have Stephon Diggs, and you have Emmanuel Sanders, and you have Cole Beasley, and you have Reynolds, the guy that's a lot of players. That's a lot. It's only one football.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. How do you not? Guys, we're going to talk to David Hall from Hall Financial. We're going to let you know how you could sit courtside and meet and greet
2 tickets.
The great
the ballers from the D.
Cunningham.
Soon to be Rookie of the Year.
We'll do that next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, bottom line.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
What's the over-under? Should I tease? Who is the lock of the night? Make sure you're watching Woodward Bets to get the latest in sports betting and more. Woodward Bets daily on Woodward Sports.
We have a lot of fun here at Woodward Sports Network, but there are serious matters at heart. SMA has been leveraging pro athletes and other notables for over a decade against the issues around mental health and substance use disorder. Soon coming to Woodward Sports, the Sports Marketing Agency podcast. This is the F word, and the F word is fentanyl. Detroit, and as well as the metropolitan area, has been struggling with fentanyl for the past 5 years. If you're struggling with substance abuse or mental health, they are here to help. Go to thesportsma.com. Once again, that is thesportsma.com for all your questions, all your concerns, and all your needs.
Look at that. Top of hour number 2 of the program. Ermanni and Edwards, the bottom line. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey in the house. I cannot believe hour number 1 is already down. I mean, that was the quickest hour in the history of
hours.
Woodward Sports Network. That was just so much fun. Look, we can talk draft and football all day long. It's incredible.
We could entertain ourselves, no question about it.
I can just listen to you and your New Jersey accent.
I don't have it anymore.
No, you don't at all.
I don't.
It's over.
Except when we talk to
right. Hey, guys, let's have some fun. Let's bring him in now. Let's bring in the founder and CEO of Hall Financial, our friend, your friend, everybody's friend, the great David Hall.
D-Hall.
D-Hall, how you doing, my friend?
What's happening, guys?
Well, we're trying to fix the Detroit Lions first, David. Do you have any fixes for the Detroit Lions at all?
Well, I think so. You know, and I got a funny story. You guys might like this. So when I was like 9 years old, which is a long time ago, I talked my mom into calling me in sick for the NFL draft every year because I loved watching the NFL draft. This was when it was on Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Nobody was really paying attention to it 40 years ago. And I'd have my draft board all ready to go. You know, I was playing GM when I was a young kid because I loved strategy. And the funny thing about thinking about the Lions, you know, this year is with these two first-round picks, I'm reading all about how maybe with the second one they should take a quarterback. But isn't it just obvious that they need to continue to build great talent, stick with Goff one more year, and then think about adding the quarterback next year? Or are you guys not in the majority, not with me on that?
David, that's exactly what we've been talking about. I just don't think they're there yet. I mean, build up everywhere else on this football team, and then go get your quarterback if Goff isn't the guy. He's just 26 years old.
No doubt. 100%. David, did you see me? Did you see me in the stands? Back in the day at the Radio City Music Hall, I was at a few of those.
Maz was the bouncer, David.
You know what I love about Maz is that Maz, like, I feel like when he wears the Lions jacket like that today, he's just taunting people because he knows that, like, how deep the pain is here. And as an East Coast guy, he's kind of adopted the Lions, but he knows it's a mess. You know, he knows it. This is like him taunting us.
It's not. I love them.
You're 100% correct because whenever he wants to, he can slide out and talk about how many trophies the Giants and the Jets have put together. So you're 100% right about that.
Slide around. Maz likes to slide around
exactly.
a little bit.
Hey, Dave.
But one other thing, though. What about this report that Hutchinson only has one move and that the Lions shouldn't take Hutchinson? You guys read that GM report yesterday?
I read it right with you.
It's all just posturing. They're trying to get him to slide down. Trying to get him to slide down.
You only got one move, too, but it's a winning move. What the hell's the difference?
That's right. I'm lucky to have one. I'm lucky to have one move.
Flame broke. Don't fix it.
Hey, there's a guy that's got multiple moves, and you've got a partnership with him, and we want people in on this. Courtside with Cade, thanks to Hall Financial. It's an online contest. Call hallfirst.com/Cade for a chance to win the Cade Cunningham courtside experience. So David Hall, we've been running commercials for this. We see them all over the place. Very exciting stuff with the number 1 overall pick of the Detroit Pistons. Tell us how this all went down and then what you want the people to do.
Yeah, so when Cade, got drafted by the Pistons, some people had got him in contact with me because he was buying a house, and so we helped him out with that. And he's just just the humblest, nicest guy. I can say kid now that I'm 50, but just a great kid, and just seemed like somebody that we would want to have attached to our brand at Hall Financial as well. And so he's done some really great work in the community with us. In fact, next week he's going to be helping us give out some books to some kids, which is going to be a great thing, and we'll talk more about that later. But when we said, hey, why don't we do a courtside with Cade promotion, and you do a meet and greet, and we'll have folks, we'll give them the tickets. He was all in on it. In fact, the other day, our guys at our office got all pumped up because I think we posted something about it on Instagram, and Cade shared it. And so, he does these things that aren't like he's not contractually obligated. He's just a great kid. So he's been a great partner for us in terms of spreading the word about Hall Financial. And between having him go into some schools where kids obviously get excited about, or doing meet and greets with people, it's been a great relationship for us, and we hope to continue it for a long time. Cade could become, the biggest star in Michigan sports over the next 10 years. He's that talented, and if the Pistons continue to build and grow, it could be a really fun story. So anybody that wants to enter to win, they can certainly go to our site. I think it's callhallfirst.com/Cade, and you can enter to win, and somebody's going to be on the court, sitting courtside, which, as you guys know, is a great experience. And then they get a chance to meet Cade. I think it's after the game, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
David, I appreciate you guys do that work with him, passing out books and being in the community. I have always thought it was important for players to get in that community, endear themselves to that community, because you have an option. You have a chance to help people, to do things. So I really appreciate that. You as a Michigan guy, March 15th, we will be back at Hall Financial. I can't wait. But around that same time, the Big Ten tournament should be over. Does Michigan have a chance to win that Big Ten tournament? And will they get in the regular tournament? What do you think?
Well, I think they absolutely have a chance. I mean, when you see them play well, they can play with anybody. It's just all a matter of consistency as far as I'm concerned with this team. They've been a fun team to follow, but a little frustrating at times because I think we were all hoping for a little bit better year. But, as we know, it all happens in March, and that's the beauty of college basketball now, is that when you get to March, that's when you can make your whole dream of the season a reality, no matter sort of what has happened previously in the season. I think if these guys get to the Big Ten championship game, I think they're going to get in, but I think they need to have a nice run, in my view, in the Big Ten tournament if they're going to get into the tournament. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how they do, and certainly the other night beating up on Michigan State was helpful.
Had a lot of fun with that one.
Yes, sir.
Had a lot of fun with that one. Well, David, thanks so much. We'll see you on the 15th. And again, call hallfirst.com/Cade. Chance to win that courtside experience with Cade Cunningham. 2 courtside seats and a meet and greet with Cade Cunningham. The grand prize drawing will be on March 14th. We will see you on March 15th. And we're looking forward to it, man. Thanks so much for everything you do in the community and for us here at Woodward Sports.
Looking forward to getting you guys into our offices. That's going to be a fun day. Our team is pumped up about it. But before I go, I'm putting you guys all on Mock Draft 1.0. Who do the Lions take with the number 2 selection in the draft? Are you guys all on Hutchinson, or is anybody not on Hutchinson?
Trade the pick if you can, but if you pick it 2, it's got to be Hutchinson.
I'm afraid of him. I say trade it.
Trade it?
Yep.
Trade it if you can. Go with Kayvon Thibodeau if you can.
Okay, there we go. We got
Thibodeau.
I'm all in on the trade thing, but I haven't heard much trade talk about the pick, at least from what I've been reading. Is there momentum to that at all, or is that just, you guys kind of putting it out there?
Brad Holmes is very quiet. He's very sneaky. He doesn't give you anything. It hasn't been out there for a reason.
David, I think the reason why the number one reason why I say trade the pick is because I feel like this is a draft of a lot of solid players. And the more picks you can get, the more holes you can fill. I think Aiden Hutchinson is a really fine player. He could be your defensive end for the next 8 years and be really solid. Is he going to be a TJ Watt type guy that's just going to be a disruptor and win the Defensive Player of the Year or be in the top 5 of the Defensive Player of the Year for the next 6, 8, 10 years? I don't think so. So the more picks you can get, if you can get 6, trade with Carolina and get pick 6 or pick 20 and just start adding picks like crazy.
Talk to the Eagles. The Eagles got 3 picks.
Eagles have 3 picks in the top 20.
They need a quarterback.
17, 18, 19.
There's opportunity out there. But whoever they get, I believe in Brad Holmes. I do believe in Brad Holmes, rightfully or wrongfully. That's where I'm at with that.
All right, thank you guys. Listen, have a great show. Love it.
You got it, my man. Thanks so much. All right, David Hall, check him out. Callhallfirst.com/Cade. You're going to get a chance to win 2 courtside seats and a meet and greet with Cade Cunningham.
There's no better seat than a basketball game up front. No better seat in sports.
I agree.
Period.
I agree. It's
closest to the action.
It's almost too close.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good, it's almost too close.
You sat courtside that one day. You asked me to go to the game.
I did.
I think it was a Sunday. I did not blow you up. I politely declined.
Politely kissed my butt. No, it was the courtside right under the basket. See, those seats are perfect. The ones that are courtside but under the basket, because you're on the baseline, it's a little bit of room, you're right there. When you're sitting on the side, so horizontal to the court.
The Jack Nicholson seats.
You get your spot, you get popcorn spilled on your drink, the ball could come knock you if you're having a conversation, the ball could hit you in the back of the head. So those are tough. The right under the basket, perfect seats.
Guys, I'm going to let you pick next. There's 2 options we can go.
All right.
Okay. We can do Braylon's basketball minute, or we can do
I know it's coming.
College football. I've been wanting to do this topic for a long time.
I say we go with
do that and then Braylon's basketball minute.
College football's attendance has declined for 9 of the last 10 years. What is the reason? Is there anything that people can do, that the game can do, to get more people back in the stands? I know one thing that you can do that has not been mentioned on this list that will get fans in the stands immediately. I'll have it for you next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, bottom line.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Hey, this is Cade Cunningham for the Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck. No, it's Maz. I want to fool you. Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck, and your host, Chris and Noni Hunt. It's a great time, man. Honestly, if you've never folded before, you got to give it a try. I got bowling night tonight. I'd rather throw a football down the lane than throw a bowling ball down the lane. That's all you got to do. And you can do it a couple of ways. You can play by yourself, bring your friends. 2 ways to play. $10, unlimited, open play. Stay from the beginning to the end, or you can have a private lane reservation for 10 of your closest friends or 10 people that you don't even like. You could go 5 against 5 for all we care. Just bring them in. Private lane reservation for 2 hours, $120. How about if you want to have a drink? Well, they got you covered. Over 100 beers, multiple full bars, and the $2 mystery beer machine. How about food? Bring your own in, have a picnic, or you can even have it delivered. They don't mind. Just go get your fold on at thefoldingwarehouse.com.
All right, so story came out almost a week ago, actually, that I've been burning to talk about. Look at that gypsy.
That looks amazing. I was like, man, that's new.
Man, oh man. Petoskey.
Oh, Boy Mountain.
Huh? Boy Mountain, baby.
Boy Mountain, baby.
Oh,
I
man.
know somebody
Look at
slopes.
that. Look at you do? Look at that.
I was in the
Man,
Jim Dandies.
I'm pizza slicing all the way down. Forget about it. So here's the deal. Let's put up the tweet, if we could, about attendance in college football. It's been down, and it has been going down, and there are several reasons for it. Dennis Dodd on Twitter, CBS sports reporter, inside college football's attendance crisis. Attendance hits a 40-year low, down for the 7th straight season, and 9 out of the last 10. The SEC had its lowest attendance since 1999. The ACC had its lowest in more than 30 years. Pac-12, lowest ever. And it's not just COVID and the convenience of 70-inch televisions. So John U. Bacon followed that up. And do we have Bacon's tweet? Bacon had some reasons for this. He says the biggest causes for the continued dip in college football attendance, in order, in his opinion: ticket prices, parking, concession costs, and then TV timeouts and scheduling. Little notice, night games, poor out-of-conference opponents, all of which gets back to his main cause of greed of the game. So all of those reasons are a big reason why people aren't going to the games. Remember, last year, specifically, I had tickets to the Indiana game.
Yeah.
Thought it was going to be a noon game. They changed it a week before the game to a night game. I'm out. Gave my tickets away. Gave them to Tim McCollum, actually.
I actually tailgated with Tim that day.
Yep.
I tailgated
you did. I just wasn't going to go to a night game because an 8 o'clock start, 8:15 kick, 4-hour game.
Gotta get out of parking.
Out of the parking lot. Puts me home at just before 2 a.m. Not going to happen. I don't mind the length of games. Ohio State game. I got there a little bit late. I told you guys about my parking experience so I'm searching for parking.
It's a disaster.
$200 to park for the Ohio State game around the stadium. Yeah. $200. Not in like the regular lots with passes, but this isn't downtown Detroit where there's lots all over the place. There are houses all over the place where people park your cars. $200. So the parking there. The number one reason to me, Braylon, and I'm sorry to go so long here, give you a minute to get in here.
Go ahead.
The biggest numero uno reason to me that attendance is falling, all of those things, sure, but if you want to get people back immediately, do one thing.
Please tell us.
Sell booze.
Bingo.
Sell booze.
There it is.
You tailgate the whole game, the whole morning, or the whole afternoon, and you get into the stadium and you can't get a drink.
Some stadiums sell booze, am I correct?
If a stadium is not on campus, like the University of Miami, they sell booze there. Ohio State last year passed a rule where they could sell booze. If you want to get people back in the stadiums, if you want to keep people in the stadiums, sell booze. Seriously. I can't tell you, and I'm no alcoholic, okay? But
let's get that straight.
But I leave the games at halftime because I want to go to a bar and have some drinks and watch the game.
Do they sell them in the condos? I was going to say the suites.
Yes, they do. But see,
do they? I don't know.
See, it's tricky. It's like they don't sell it, but you can bring it in. Kind of, it's weird. It's one of those like unwritten rules kind of deals.
Really?
Like, yeah, they have it.
You get past the gate with booze.
Well, it's the way you go in. Like it's like I said, it's weird. Like I've never brought in. I don't own a suite, but the suites I've been in, they've had alcohol. Like, and it's kind of like don't ask, don't tell type deal.
And again, part of this,
maybe I'm snitching. Maybe I should shut up.
Part of the reason Part of the reason why I do leave the game at halftime, because 90% of the time, you have 2, maybe 3 home games a year where you're even playing.
Yeah.
I mean, what was Michigan's home schedule last year? Ohio State, and that was it.
Their home schedule, they played Washington.
Yeah.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got
they
you.
played Ohio. They had 1 game on the schedule last year.
It wasn't a good home schedule last year.
It was a terrible home schedule. So, and that
and
was
a lot of home games.
But that was one of Bacon's reasons: the out-of-conference schedule and the quick flex scheduling. So they're taking the Indiana game tonight. The the Washington game was originally
and they wait on
scheduled
times
tonight.
too.
And I
Yes.
3/4 of the games, you don't even know what time they're starting until the week before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
like Michigan State. I wonder when they're gonna have it. That sucks.
You're trying to make your schedule around
I want
that.
to make the schedule.
I also wonder about the liquor license. Obviously, they say, well, this is collegiate atmosphere. You know, it's on campus. You don't want to promote that type of thing. Like, what are you talking about? Everybody outside the stadium is drunk. Like, you're promoting liquor everywhere else but inside the stadium, liquor and booze. Like, you're not promoting inside the stadium. Like, what do you think? Do like the Pontiac Silverdome did at one point. They are the ones that came up with the wristband thing. Now you can take it off, or writing with a marker on the hand, say, hey, you want a beer? You don't want to have too many? Write a marker on them. That way you put a cap on how many they had. That is tremendous. Like, I was like, where's he going with this? Like, what is he going to say is the one change? It's got to be that.
And Maz, I know to a guy, for a guy like you, but you're not a drinker at all. It doesn't affect you, but I think for a lot of that stadium, it does. For the younger people, it does. Now, I know you're not supposed to. You're not going to sell to the kids in there, but what about recent graduates and people that come back? I mean, I got a group of guys. We do a game every year. We leave at halftime because we want to go to the bar and have a good time together. Right. We want to be together. We want to have a beer. Heaven forbid you have a beer during a football game.
I'm pretty sure that every school would love to sell it because, let's face it, they're going to make multi-millions of dollars.
I don't know if they do. I think they are so cocky. I do. Yeah. I do believe that. I think they're so holier than thou.
Really?
We are not going to promote drinking.
Money.
I know.
It's a different kind of money.
You said it. They're drunk already.
Pretty much. Yeah, definitely. The later the game is, like, you walk into a game at 3:30. Guys have been drinking since 11 or
Monday
since 12,
night football
you
games.
go in and you sneak out, or you leave to go have more, like you said, at halftime. Like, it's a very interesting concept. Like, they should sell it. Why not?
Remember the Lions games, Monday night football games?
Oh my God,
the most fights
at the Silverdome.
At the Silverdome.
Oh, yeah. That's why
Monday night.
That's
games.
why they changed the rules.
I really don't mind the length of a college football game. To me, now in the stands, maybe a little bit. But I go back to the Michigan-Ohio State game last year where it's cold, it's snowing. I didn't have any drinks even before the game because I wanted to fully concentrate on the game. And it was fun. It was great. But I can't tell you how disjointed it is to sit in a college football stadium and have a TV timeout every possession. Every single
very boring.
possession,
it's boring.
There's a timeout.
Yeah.
There's a commercial break. You know who's got the TV thing figured out perfectly?
No.
Soccer. Soccer has the TV thing worked out.
Yeah, but no one watches it.
Maybe not in this country.
Right. That's the country I'm talking about.
But more people
people are watching it now than you think.
people watch soccer than ever before in this country, number one. And more people watch soccer worldwide than watch anything else here.
Yeah, I don't care.
But what I'm saying is they have figured out, they tell the TV when they're taking a timeout. The TV doesn't tell the game when to pause.
I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying?
Again, no one's watching it.
That's not true, Maz.
It's true. Do it against pro football. You're going to tell me a soccer game on ESPN is drawing the same thing?
You're talking about MLS or you talking about the whole country?
Anything.
You
know how many people watch World Cup? Like Super Bowl.
World Cup's once a year.
Maz,
the Copa, the World Cup, the Premier League, Manchester versus Chelsea. Come on now, Maz. Don't do that.
And Maz, you're not understanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is around the world, the viewership for soccer is very high.
Yes.
Just like the NFL is here.
I get that.
What I'm saying is soccer tells them, the TV networks abroad, when they can take a break. They're not pausing at the 16th minute to take a TV timeout.
TV is not paying soccer what they're paying the NFL.
Not here, but over abroad they are.
I don't know that.
Billions of dollars to air soccer games.
Okay.
In Europe and everywhere else. Portugal, Spain, Real Madrid.
You think they
UK,
watch as much
London,
TV
Paris.
as we do here in America?
No, we're
gluttons. Like, the U.S. is a glutton for everything. Let's call it. I almost said it. I haven't said it in a while, Al May. I almost said it. I almost slipped up.
Hey, smash that like button. We had over 100 likes in the first hour of the program. We have slowed down significantly. Let's get to 150 likes by the end of the next segment. Let's go, people. If you're watching on YouTube, it helps us, helps YouTube push our stuff out. It helps everything else. Braylon's basketball minute. Then we got beer coming up at 3:35.
I miss Beerman.
Beerman coming up at 3:35 is going to give you a couple of winners. We'll do it all. Coming up next, Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, bottom line.
Nobody cares about soccer.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Detroit Sports on Demand.
DeAndre Swift, he's going to take it all the way for the touchdown. Now goes Cunningham over in the corner, he triple.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app today. Take us with you everywhere you go. Search Woodward Sports Network or WSN Live.
You see this build right here? You see this shirt? You see these guns? You see the gun show?
Oh, man.
You know I got those? Go down to Planet
What's
Fitness
that?
right now. $10 a month. $10 a month is all it takes to get you in shape. Guess what? $0 down if you go in person.
Don't show my picture.
And if you're trying to get the black car, $22.99. $22.99 a month, man, and you get all the amenities that come with it. You get massage chairs, you get unlimited tanning, you get the hydro massage therapy. Man, you gotta go.
You
We gotta go together,
Over
man.
2,000 locations.
That
Get that
means-
black card and take someone with you.
You know what that means? If it's over 2,000 locations, that means wherever you are, there's a Planet Fitness near you, including Midtown, downtown, the Detroit Performance Center, where the Motor City Crews happen to play ball. Telling you, PlanetFitness.com right now. PlanetFitness.com. Your fitness is essential.
Your judgment-free fitness.
And then go buy a car at Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. That's right. Les Stanford, your home for
Find
the
them.
Corvette King. GM announced that all-new 2023 Corvette Z06 flat plane V8 capable of 670 horsepower. How about 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds? That's right. 2.6 seconds. For all your Chevy and Cadillac needs, head over to LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com, or you can head over to CorvetteKing.com,
Ooh.
CorvetteKing.com. That's right.
CorvetteKing.com.
Les Stanford.
Find new road.
That's right.
Find them.
I have to say, somebody on Twitter,
No
or
one
not
still
on Twitter.
gives a damn about soccer.
By the way, these YouTube viewers are awesome. Already over 150. I said let's get to 150 at the end of the segment. They got us to over 150 at the beginning of the segment. But gosh, I got to find this on the YouTube chat. Piston Fan 11. I bet more young people in America right now watch soccer over baseball.
Oh, burn!
I don't think he's wrong right now.
Yeah, he's wrong.
I don't
Sorry,
think
Piston
he's
fan.
wrong.
You
He's
can't
wrong.
watch something that's not on.
He's wrong.
I do not think he's wrong.
That's okay.
I don't think he's wrong either.
I'm not saying soccer's bad. It was great. I was a Cosmos season ticket holder. I watched
Who?
Giorgio Canaglia.
What are you
I watched
talking
him.
about?
I watched Pele. New York
Sick.
Cosmos.
You're sick.
You ever hear of him? The
No,
NASL, the
I
North
have
American
not.
Soccer League. I bought in.
Disgusting. Braylon Edwards loves the NBA and all of basketball.
Is that right?
That's right. And right now, it is time for Braylon's basketball minute.
Let's try to get this thing crack-a-lacking. Do we have the timer?
No.
We'll just do it. In that case, I won't have, in that case, it's perfect. I don't
Wah,
have,
wah, wah, wah.
That's perfect. That means I don't have to speed, man. The West is heating up. Oh, man, it's heating up. The Suns are still number one, but guess what? They won their first game without Chris Paul and Devin Booker. It means good for them. The Warriors are struggling. I know that's Maz's team, but the Warriors do seem to be struggling. But that's okay. Draymond Green hasn't been there. But guess who isn't struggling in the West? My God, Ja Morant. My God, Ja Morant. My God, Ja Morant. He is doing his thing. 52 points. First 50-point game, by the way, by the Memphis Grizzlies in 2,227 games. Dated market. Ja Morant is number 2 in the MVP race. You know who's number 1? Joel Embiid. And you know why he'll be number 1 and he will win? Guy by the name of The Beard, James Harden is balling. Came to that team and instantly took over. Now, the problem is going to be the bench. Do they have enough? Because they got Maxey, Tyrese Maxey. Tobias Harris will be the guy is going to have to figure it out for them. The Lakers, on the other hand, stink. They are trash. They are terrible. In the words of Bubba Gump Jr., trash. I don't understand what's going on out there. Russell Westbrook can't seem to find the rim. AD is always hurt. LeBron's playing well, but his body language, it isn't showing anything good. Let's switch over to college basketball for 1 second. Something interesting happened in NCAA for the first time since 1949. All 7 of 10 teams lost in the top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 9 all went down. You know what that means? The rankings stayed the same. They didn't change. Chet Holmgren and the Gonzaga Bulldogs are still numero uno. Michigan beat the hell out of Michigan State, but you know what? Michigan's still not in the tournament. Michigan State still is in the tournament. Michigan, you have a chance tonight. Michigan State, don't worry, you're out of the top 25, but you play Ohio State tonight, number 23 in the country, you'll get your chance to get back in. And guess what? The word I'm ending with, Caitlin Clark. Best basketball player in the country right now.
Iowa women's basketball fan club president Braylon Edwards. This is the player of the year in the NBA by most accounts. Ja Morant, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitter, what this guy is doing is incredible. This is the player of the year right there.
He might be 1 and 2 in ESPN player of the year. I mean, play of the year. Might be 1 and 2.
He's winning. He already got the ESPY.
Same game. He might be played 1 and 2 in the ESPY's play of the year. Same. Oh, and I apologize. I didn't give any love to the guys right down the street down Woodward. Pistons are 3 and 2 since the All-Star break, and last night, although they lost, guys are starting to play well, starting to develop some chemistry there. Sadiq Bey had 19, Kate Cunningham had another 20. They don't look half bad.
The Wiz still have their number, though.
Speaking of the Pistons.
Well, the Hornets beat them. I mean, the Hornets had their number, and they beat the Hornets, so, you know.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Speaking of the Pistons, I'll say this about the recent win streak. Pump the brakes. Slow down a little bit on these wins, please. Slow down on these wins a little bit, please.
No, I disagree. Like, at the end of the day, they're playing. I'm seeing more cohesion.
I just want them to get the number 1 pick again. At this point.
Oh, you're like Neil.
Well, at this point, I just want them to get the number 1 pick. And, you know, look, I mean.
They get 1, 2, or 3. They'll still have a chance to get Chet, Banchero, or Jabari.
If they're guaranteed a top 3 pick. I mean, I don't want them to fall out of the top 3.
They're getting a top 3. They are getting a top 3.
If they get a top 3, yeah, that'd be really good. They owe us
like they did Cleveland. Remember Cleveland had 3 number 1s in 4 years?
Hey, while we're talking about basketball, we talked about the expansion in the NFL. We talked about it in Major League Baseball, and that's a sticking point for baseball. Apparently, they're back negotiating today. Nothing's going to come of it, but I guess they're talking, and that's not a bad thing. This new format in the NBA, which was started last year, which basically you're in the top 6, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10 are essentially play-in candidates. Right. Do you like that?
Yes.
I do like that, but I also hate the fact that the New Orleans Pelicans at 26 and 36 right now have the 10th seed. The Los Angeles Lakers at 27 and 34 are in the playoffs, essentially.
Yeah, the number 9 seed.
Because they're the number 9 seed. The Atlanta Hawks at 29 and 32 are the 10th seed. I mean, teams with significantly big-time losing records are in your postseason. I don't like that.
Now, how does that work? Because I believe if you have the 7th seed, you get 2. It's like you get another opportunity to get in. I don't think it's the elimination or
the 2 worst ones. You get it's a 1-game playoff.
It's a one. I thought there's something about the 7th seed. I thought you got a second game was essentially
7 versus 10, 8 versus 9.
Okay,
like a college basketball tournament.
You know what, Bray? You might be right on that.
I think if you're 7 seed, you get 2 games.
Oh, God.
Because I think because that happened to the Warriors last year. Yes, because the Warriors lost the first game to the Lakers.
right
I want to say,
that.
and then they won, and then they lost again.
You're right about
Grizzlies,
that.
Yes.
You're right
if you're
about
7,
that.
you're protected with 2 games as opposed to sudden death elimination.
Either way, 7th and 8th highest percentages will have 2 opportunities to win 1 game to earn a playoff spot. Yes.
Like you said.
So you're right. 2 opportunities to win. But still.
Good job, M.A.
Hey, while we're talking NBA, the Lakers. Last year, obviously, they make a little bit noise in the playoffs. You want them to have a chance to get their ass kicked out of the playoffs in the first round. And the Hawks, weren't they in NBA Eastern Finals? You want them to have a chance to try to defend that title.
Here's the interesting thing, and I know we got Beerman online, so let me hurry this up. I don't know if the Warriors are necessarily not losing on purpose. Like, I don't think the Warriors want to play LeBron James in round 1. And I know they've been terrible this year. AD will be healthy when the time the playoffs roll around. AD will be healthy. Russell will figure something out. And LeBron, you know how he does. He's playing great right now. He just can't get any help. I wouldn't want to play LeBron James just knowing who he is.
LeBron James.
And AD in the first round. Trust me, the Warriors aren't dumb. They're like, go ahead, Phoenix. Oh, you guys are killing it. Watch the Lakers mess around and beat the Suns.
Last thing on the Lakers. Winning Time comes on Sunday night.
Cannot
HBO.
wait.
It is the best-selling book from Jeff Pearlman, New York Times bestseller, author of 10 different books, USFL, NBA, Showtime. We have him tomorrow on our show. He would have been on today, but he's there at the Hollywood premiere with his family.
Can't wait.
I can't wait for this Lakers
special. Is Irvin there?
Oh, yeah.
Is Kareem there?
Oh, yeah.
He is?
Oh, yeah.
What about my guy, A.C. Green?
You know A.C. Green's there.
You know
Is he
A.C.
still a
Green and
virgin?
I share a birthday.
Yeah.
Is AC still a
lot of guys
virgin?
have your birthday nowadays.
Yeah.
No, he got married.
Okay, good
He
for
got
him.
married when he had the high top fade.
Good for him.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. Get one of our guys from Woodward Bets. The Beer Man is in the house.
He ain't
He's
a
going to be
virgin.
with us now. We'll get you some winners tonight. Let's go, Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, Thursday, the bottom line.
What do you get when you mix fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken with our savory signature sauces? The best damn wings you've ever had. Wing Snob Traditional Wings. Try our Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. And we toss them to perfection. When your wings are this good, it's easy to be a snob. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Hey, gang. I want to tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. As you know, we broadcast this show live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham. Definitely awesome to get off the air and get myself looking great by one of the talented stylists. Highly recommend to you all that you head over to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you and treat yourself like a king. Open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Walk in anytime, relax, watch your favorite team play as well. Before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Ooh,
wicked awesome. Braylon Edwards, we are also, I just want to do this now before we get to
question.
Yeah, before we get to the question. Woodward Sports sending you to New Orleans to see the college basketball finals. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show, afternoons with Big D Energy, and drive time with the Bottom Line. Want more chances to qualify? Make sure you are following Woodward Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and head over to woodwardsports.com.
From now to March 25th, that means you got just under 4 weeks. Go. We have 60 on-air qualifiers, one qualifier per show. We'll have one today. We will have a question coming up very soon. 25 social media online, entry, Twitter, IG at woodwardsports.com. Airfare, hotel, ticket, game, all paid for. Talking about the big game at the end of the NCAA tournament. Who wouldn't want to go to that? Questions, pay attention, you could win.
I'm going to give you that question right now.
Boom, do
you
it.
ready? Braylon Edwards, earlier in the show, mentioned the free agent that the Detroit Lions should absolutely go get. The first person on the YouTube chat to say who Braylon Edwards suggested the Detroit Lions should go get immediately on the free agent market will be today's qualifier.
Little hint, it wasn't me.
It's not you. Yeah, you are not the free agent that is required. I do want to say this. Michael Thompson and I share a birthday. Former Laker.
There you go.
Michael Thompson,
okay.
not AC Green. Although
Guess
I
whose
did
father
love
is that?
AC Green.
It's Klay Thompson.
We got a winner already.
Pistons fan 11?
Yep.
Pistons fan 11. Here you do. That's right. Quandre Diggs
I've been
was
hearing
the
that
guy.
name a lot today. He's been on it.
Pistons fan 11.
He or she.
Quandre Diggs is today's qualifier. So here's what you have to do. You have to email I love March Madness 2022 at gmail.com to Pistons fan 11. You got to email I love March Madness 2022 at gmail.com. You'll get in touch with Sam, tell him who you are. Sam will then go and ask you a little bit more information, and you'll become today's qualifier. Sam, has that been working out the way that we've been doing it?
Everything is smooth. Everything's good.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy, solving problems. That's what we like to hear. Also solving problems for people. Maybe you're sitting there back. It's Thursday. You're like, I need some winners. I need some winners.
Man.
We are solving problems here with the help of our guy, Chris Prince, the Beer Man, Beer Makers fan on Twitter, Woodward Bets, 6 o'clock here on Woodward Sports Network, 9 a.m. on the weekends. Hey, Beer.
Beer here?
My guys, it's been a while. Missed you guys. Good to be back. How's
Miss you too,
feeling
Beer.
here on Thursday?
Looking good, living good over here. I know Maz has been killing the books lately. He's got winners up.
Not quite like you guys, but I'm all right.
You got to console Maz, Beer, on that $20 bet he made on Michigan State that was +4 against.
I got suckered.
Beer, let me talk to you about this.
We should have talked to you about that one.
Beer,
man.
let me talk to you about this.
got?
Let me talk to you about this.
Sucker.
I think Michigan State was one of those games that comes around 4 or 5 times a year. Okay, you've got Michigan State that comes off a win against Illinois comes off a win against Purdue at home. Michigan loses to Illinois. Michigan State pounds Michigan earlier in the season, yet Michigan's a 4-point favorite. Not only that, but they rise to 4.5. That had blowout written all over it. Why is that? How does that happen?
Please tell us.
These books are very smart. They got a lot of money on the line. That's how. So, it's a lot of reading the public. What's the public doing? And it's incredible the way they come up with some of these numbers. And sometimes it looks too easy. You got to question some of these lines sometimes. I was looking at that same Michigan State team. How could they possibly be this many point underdogs with the way that Michigan's been playing? Boom. The book's right. The house is always right. We're trying to cut in those edges enough to win people some money, put some money in their wallet.
My dad always taught me when it looks too good, it is too good. Go the other way.
Exactly.
I don't listen to him all the time, though.
None of us do. That's why we get in trouble.
It cost you $20, apparently.
It did. How about tonight, Beer? Let's go. We got a great doubleheader in the Big Ten. Start off with Michigan State and Ohio State.
So this one's interesting. It's kind of the same feeling. Why is this spread so high? Why is Michigan State a 6-point underdog with the way Ohio State's been playing recently? I mean, losses to Maryland, to Nebraska. I think the biggest thing here, Maz, is injuries. They got Kyle Young, Zed Key, both questionable here for this game. If those guys aren't able to play, this is not the same Ohio State team. So I like back at Michigan State here with the points. I do think they bounce back here. They have done well in this matchup. They won and covered 5 of the last 6 against this Buckeyes team. So Tom Izzo is too good. As much as this team has been up and down, they have struggled. It's still a tournament team, a team that can go on the road. I think they have the potential to win this game, but I do think they cover this 6 points tonight.
How about the money line on the Spartans? I like them to win.
I don't hate it. About plus 210 is the highest I could find on that.
That's not too high.
Getting 2 to 1 on your money is not bad. I like the plus 6 more. Maybe that little bit of the sprinkle on the money line as well.
Michigan in a little bit of a desperate situation. And I don't want to say desperate, but
no, it is.
It's a game where you are a favorite and you should win that game. On the road, a 2-point favorite against Iowa.
I think they get it done once again here tonight. The biggest reason why, Ryan, Iowa's interior defense.
Excuse me, I think they're at home. Michigan's at home, I think, tonight.
Yeah,
they?
At home.
Yeah.
They did win in Iowa earlier this year, 83-78. They didn't shoot the ball well from three. They kind of cruised to victory. The score was not indicative of how well they played, but that mismatch of Iowa's interior defense is in trouble here. I mean, Hunter Dickinson looked like a man amongst boys the other night. I think you're going to see a similar performance if he can bring that same fire, that same passion, that same energy. Michigan is desperate for a win here. You hate to use the term must win. I think we threw that around with Sparty. They need to notch another win, and this will be another nice piece on their resume here. So they have won 7 of the last 9 and covered 7 of the last 9 against Iowa as well. So good history here against this team. That must-win feeling and this mismatch on the interior. I think you get another big night from Hunter Dickinson and another big win here for Blue.
Yeah, you got to win at home at this time of the year. Then you go to Ohio State to end it before the Big Ten tournament. Are there any good bets on Hunter Dickinson or any other player on Michigan tonight?
Yeah, I don't hate his points, rebounds total. You can always find those combos out there. NBA, we talk a lot of points, rebounds, assist combos. So college, you get a little less of the props, Maz. It's starting to gain a little bit more popularity. NBA, you can find anything as far as props go along with the NFL. College, it's a little tougher, but I like Dickinson to have a big game tonight. So any props you can find on his points, rebounds, I'd be all over those.
Coming to the end of the season right here, Beerman, it's good to see you. It's been a minute, like you said, man. Coming down to the end of the season in the NBA, who are the favorites right now in terms of Eastern Conference, Western Conference to get to the championship? And MVP, is my man John Morant, what are his odds?
Yeah, we'll start with that MVP. I mean, he definitely put himself on the stage with that performance the other night. I mean, he's certainly one of the favorites. Obviously, the big men are leading the way here, Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. I've made my opinion known. I think DeMar DeRozan is the NBA MVP. I got him at 24-1. That has since come down to about 20-1. So if you're looking for a longer shot, I think DeRozan, it's certainly a long shot. But the Bulls right there at the top of the Eastern Conference. Do they have what it takes to go to the NBA Finals? That I'm not sure about. I think if they get Lonzo Ball back, that will certainly help. But Braylon, we can't discount my Bucks. We're getting them right now at 6.5 to 1 to win the NBA championship feels a little bit disrespectful. So I like them in the Eastern Conference as far as a bet goes. Some of the favorites up there, Brooklyn, still one of the favorites. I don't know if they're going to be able to put this chemistry together. When are we going to even see Ben Simmons? So right now, hate to sound like a homer on my team, but the defending champs at 6.5 to 1. I like the Bucks as a bet to get to the finals and win them.
I like what you said about DeMar DeRozan as well. Nobody's talking about him fully. Anytime you break any one of Wilt Chamberlain's records, I don't care what the hell that record was. Exactly. Anytime you break a Wilt Chamberlain record, somebody needs to pay attention.
Yeah, absolutely, especially the women record. We'll keep it to sports here, though.
Hey, Beer, you mentioned the Bucks. I think one of those teams that hopes to challenge the Bucks this year is the New Jersey Nets. They made the trade to get Ben Simmons. I don't believe he's in action yet today.
You know what they're waiting for, March 16th.
Is KD back tonight, though?
Yes,
KD's back tonight.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Heat and Nets, the Heat are 2.5-point favorite. What do you like there with the return of KD?
I really like Brooklyn tonight. My worry is, are they going to ease Durant in? Is he not going to see his normal workload? But we've seen the spread start to move towards Brooklyn, Ryan, and I think for a reason. Kevin Durant is that damn good on the other side. Miami without Kyle Lowry, I mean, you don't have your point guard as good as Gabe Vincent was the other night. That's a big loss here. So I think it's going to be very energetic getting Durant back in that lineup. You still don't have Kyrie Irving because of some of the mandates, but Durant is that good. I love Brooklyn tonight. In fact, they're one of my favorite bets in the NBA.
No doubt. They're a home underdog, which I don't get. And then Heat played last night. How about Pistons and the Raptors? Raps 8.5. They usually own the Pistons, but Pistons playing a little bit better lately.
Surprisingly, Maz, the Pistons have dominated this matchup. They've won 5 straight against Toronto. So
shows you I don't bet them.
Can't say that about too many teams here with the Pistons lately. But,
I'll tell you, their fans dominate, though.
Yeah, they do. They're playing some good ball. The problem with betting on them, Maz, is you never know. Are they going to be competitive? Are they going to get blown out by 30? You know, there's never any consistency. But I like what I've seen lately. I think the return of Jeremy Grant has given them that stable veteran presence here. They beat this team 103-87 back in January. So I do like the Pistons plus the points here. Some of the props I think are intriguing on this one is Jeremy Grant with 24 5-5 against the Raptors in that last matchup. You can get his points, rebounds, and assists at 24.5. So going over on that. And I also like Sadiq Bey. I heard Braylon talking about him earlier, but he's draining a lot of threes right now. I think the return of Grant is helping him out. I like his 3-pointers over 2.5 here tonight at -108 in the FanDuel Sportsbook.
The reason why the Pistons have beat them 5 in the last 5 games is because they're mad Dwayne Casey got fired after he won Coach of the Year. Beating that butt every time because he's mad.
Hey, Beer, you're the man. We love you. Thanks so much giving us some winners tonight. Enjoy the games.
Sir.
And as always, bet responsibly. And I will say, what's the
I like that.
What's the no offense, but you hear all the commercials and and you can't play if you're a disassociated person. What does that mean?
I've always wondered that. Disassociated person's called. Like, well, who is that? What is that? I have no idea.
I don't even know. I just thought
I should know that. So we'll figure that one out.
Next Thursday, you better have that answer.
I will have it for you guys. I promise.
Right,
Thank you
Beer,
so
thanks.
much for having us.
Beer.
Check out the show every night, 6 to 7 here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Woodward Bets, baby. Follow them. They're giving winners like crazy.
Yeah, they are.
And if you are a disassociated person, please let me know on the YouTube
Let us
chat
know
what
what
it
that
means.
is.
I'll figure it out for you. We'll get you to the right place.
Thanks, guys.
Always
We're going to take a break.
I think I'm as close to a disassociated person as you're going to get.
Let's take a break. We'll come right back.
He's such a great guy.
Maz's videos of the day next.
Ryan Edwards, Woodward Sports Network. Bottom line. This is
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Think you're a big shot?
Oh, excuse me, it goes down.
Think you can make the big shot?
Washington fires. It hits.
Woodward Sports wants to send you to the finals for college basketball April 2nd through the 4th in New Orleans. That's right, you and a friend in the Big Easy. We'll take care of the airfare, hotel, and tickets to see the finals for college basketball. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy. And the bottom line for your chance to qualify. If you can make the big shot, you and a friend are getting out of the cold and to New Orleans. Keep listening and watching for your next chance to win. Powered by Planet Fitness, Centron, and the Sports Marketing Agency.
And it's over. Anything can happen in March.
Hey, who needs a tan? Who needs some vitamin D? We all do. Why don't we truck it out? Check out Chili Peppers Tanning. You'll find the cleanest salons in the D, spotless sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club as well. They got all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Make sure you check that out. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. 26 locations strong and more on the way. Check them out. ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
And now it's time for Maz's Videos of the Day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
Is the time of the day we like to play Maz's
videos
of the day.
Hey, there's no baseball going on, right? That's
Shocking.
wrong. That's wrong. I'm going to take you down to Lakeland now. Here's 30 seconds of some Tigers baseball for you. This is Dylan Dingler, former #1 pick, catcher, and he singles off of one of the better pitchers down there, the Tigers' #1 pick, Jackson Jobe. Check this out. Oh, love that sound. Love that sound. Isn't that just
good.
peaceful?
It reminded me of the COVID year where they played with no fans.
That's very true.
Seriously, it was just too quiet.
It was so peaceful. I almost fell asleep until I heard that bat and that ball.
It's still a great sport. I know they're a bunch of idiots, but
nothing like looking at baseball grass.
It's beautiful.
Baseball grass is like so peaceful and serene.
It is.
It's beautiful.
Just love the smell of a ballpark. How about Barry Sanders? We all love Barry Sanders, and I found this one. He was in a dunk contest back in his playing days.
Chris Carter was in that one too.
He was.
I remember this.
Check out Barry's hops.
King Griffey was in this one too.
I don't know.
That Barry Sanders, the little guy from the Lions, has a chance. There's Hawaii Loa. He looks like he's worried. But is he? The underdog goes up, could be the top dog. And over there, and take that, Vic Vitale. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Look at this double pump over the head. Who's Hawaii Loa now? Eat your heart out, Thurman Thomas, a 9.8. 1/10 of a...
Oh, I love hearing Dickie V.
That's a 10.
That is a 10.
I used to love those, man. Ken Griffey Jr. was in a couple of those. Chris Carter, former wide receiver, was in a couple of those. Mike Conley's father was in a couple of those. It was good stuff.
Hey, Matt, can I take a pause for a second?
Yeah.
Because it is never our intention to, kind of make anybody feel bad. But the disassociated persons, it is somebody mentioned it to us on the line and on the YouTube chat. And I just looked at it's when somebody doesn't have all their faculties, doesn't know who they are, like mental illness.
I figured that's what it was.
So if I don't like to,
Of course not.
I didn't want to make fun of anybody.
No,
just,
we're not.
You hear that we had no idea what it was, but now that we do, we apologize if.
But at the same time, people that have mental issues, I've been working in that space for a long time. They still do regular stuff. Like they could bet if they want to.
But disassociated person, you really can't. You really can't.
Where'd they come up with that word?
I don't know, but that's what it means. So now moving forward, I know what it means, and probably take a little bit more of a human.
Seriousness to
it. Human serious to understanding what that means. Yes. Okay. So thank you.
We'll have to alert Beerman.
Just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for letting us know.
You got it.
Let's keep it in the basketball
Thanks, Dennis.
family.
Appreciate it.
Here's a guy in New York City. What a garbage man this man is. He is the Steph Curry of garbage men or sanitation workers. Here it is.
Oh, this should be an Olympic sport, bro.
Yeah.
How about that?
Is that guy great or what?
That
wasn't
great?
looking. He wasn't even looking. It's muscle memory.
Just no look. I mean,
that is the toughest job in America right there.
New York sanitation.
New York City sanitation.
Remember that movie? What was it? With Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, we were garbage men?
I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie, man. They were like garbage guys, and he finds some money. It was a great movie.
Oh, wow. I got to see that.
Yeah, it's like 1988, 89.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
absolutely.
Speaking of Steph Curry and three-pointers.
It is called going to work.
Hey, Steph Curry, great story. Your girl from Iowa, Caitlin Clark. 3-point shots galore. You're not going to believe what I'm going to show you now. This is a high school, and 3 points, forget it. These guys are shooting from mid-court, one after the other after the next. Check it out. Here it is.
Are you kidding me?
One shot after the next, after the next. Everything but the bottom of the net, right in.
When somebody tells me that Steph Curry isn't the most influential NBA basketball player since Michael Jordan, I tell them, you're effing crazy.
At the same time, though, I mean, is that good for these kids to be shooting half-court bombs?
Why isn't anyone guarding them?
It went in.
No.
Why isn't anyone guarding them, by the way?
Who the hell is going to guard that shot?
At least they had to have an understanding.
Yeah, true. But if you pay attention to that video, and I told my homeboy that sent me that, none of them have on the same jerseys. I think that's some type of all-star game or something, because none of them had on the same jersey. So it might be, interleague or whatever, Catholic League, something like that.
Well, that was fun anyway. I'll give you one more. We'll take you down to Texas. What did you do in 6th grade gym? You play kickball. You play wiffle ball, badminton.
Well,
recess.
I was going to make a joke, but I can't do
grab. Yeah, I knew what you were going to say. I got you.
It's 2022. I don't make jokes like that
This
anymore.
is what they do in 6th grade PE, physical ed in Texas. It ain't the same. It was
I love how people tell me this, and this isn't you, but I saw the comments in there. I love people say, that's not good for kids, but you'll let your son play 12 hours of Fortnite. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut
you
up,
tell him,
man.
Brad.
Shut up.
Shut up,
Shut
man.
your mouth.
Very good, Maz. Great job, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Good job, everybody. And tomorrow is Friday already.
Wow.
I cannot believe it. This was the fastest 2 hours in the history of the Ermanni and Edwards program. Fastest ever. Get us out of here, Brad.
I think we're running late. Hey, look, great show. Great time to be alive. We're doing big things here. Quandre Diggs is the takeaway from this show. Hey, Brad Holmes, I love you. I love what you're doing. Dan Campbell, go get Quandre Diggs. Bring him to Detroit. That's all I have to say. That's the bottom line. Alex, Sam, Maz, Ermanni, we're out of here.
Oh. All right.
Great.
Nice to see you. Oh! Oh! The legend. Oh! Please! Shoot! Oh! Oh! There we go.
Did you get the line up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh!